I don't know what to do. I don't want to break up, but this is just too much.
What? You have anybody you know that just aggravates the heck out of you with something that they do over and over again, like a nervous tick? When I was in school, I used to click pins a lot, and I would get some dirty looks from some of my classmates. And I gotta tell you, man, I love my wife. She is perfect in every way but one. She sucks her teeth. Like, I'm talking about after she eats, it drives me up the walls. I always shoot her dirty looks like, girl, don't you do it. We're in the car together and she does that, you know? And it's not her fault. Like, sucking teeth might be an aggravating tick, but for me, it's especially aggravating. On this plane one time, 4-hour plane ride, this guy just, you know how they passed him snacks out? A half hour into the 4-hour plane ride, we got these little ginger snap things, and he started sucking his teeth as soon as he ate one. And I swear, y'all, you know how aggravating it is to get out of the seats when somebody's on the aisle seat and you're on the window seat? This poor girl that was between me and him. I think I got out like 4 times to go to the bathroom just to escape. I don't know how she wasn't losing her dadgum mind. I was hearing it through my headphones. It was bizarre. Anyway, I would have loved to just tell that man something, but I'm not going to do that. I'm a rational human. It would have made things really, really awkward. I almost even asked the stewardess if I could have just tried to maybe swap seats somewhere or something, but I got through it. I endured it. But ever since that day, I've been super aggravated with people sucking their teeth. It's just something that drives me crazy. But I mean, the point is, couples do things like this all the time. They aggravate each other. It happens. People that stay around each other a long time. And today's story is about somebody in a relationship that has one of these aggravating habits that annoy their spouse in a relationship. Listen, guys, this is a new channel that we're covering. It's called Spooked. Really talented narrator and an awesome story to boot. Make sure to go over and support him. Click on the subscribe button and click the notification bell on his channel. And if you like reaction videos like this, click subscribe on this video as well. Let's get into the story.
So I've been dating my girlfriend for almost a year, and last month we moved in together. Maybe that's kind of fast. I don't know. My parents sure thought it was, but honestly, everything was great in the beginning. We get along really well, and we've never had more than a brief argument. But then she started whistling. It's so dumb, I know, but she's always whistling this weird song, and it really gets on my nerves. My mom kept telling me that once you move in with someone, you discover all of the quirks they've been hiding from you.
It's true.
And it's not like I didn't expect that to be true.
Like, when your roommates when you notice that they just don't turn lights off after themselves and you're paying for a portion of the electricity bill, or when they don't flush the toilet. Like, there's a lot of things that you don't really see until you start living with someone that add pressure to the relationship, right? It happens to everybody, man. You'd be the best of friends, move in with somebody, 2 weeks later you hate them. It's not hate them, but you know what I mean. It's crazy.
But for some reason, this is just an ongoing issue with us, and I don't know what to do.
Talk to her about it.
At first, I would just hear her whistling it when she was showering. It was kind of cute, like her own little bathroom theme song. I didn't recognize the melody, but it was very distinct. I could mimic it from memory if I wanted to. In fact, sometimes it gets stuck in my head and it drives me a little crazy. You know the type.
Yeah.
After a week or so, I asked her what the song was, and she just laughed. I'm wondering if maybe she came up with it on her own, something that she does absently, especially once she started doing it more.
Right.
Like, I'd be reading a book, and she'd be on the computer, and she'd just start whistling, and I tried to ignore it. I seriously felt like a dick for being so grumpy about it, and I know she wasn't doing it to annoy me, but she'd just go on, and it would pull my attention away from whatever I was doing.
I mean, it's something that aggravates you.
I finally said something a few nights ago. I was going over some legal documents for work, and she just starts whistling like crazy on, and I'm just trying to block it out. But it's seriously excessive. Right. Like, I know you guys are probably thinking that I was overreacting, but it felt like she was whistling right into my ear.
No, I mean, if there's something that really starts to aggravate you, it gets to be like a hot button, right? Like my wife sucking her teeth. Yeah, at first it was just like, can you please stop? And now it's just like, don't you? It happens over time. It just gets more and more aggravating. I get it.
And it just frayed my last bit of patience. As calmly and nicely as I could, I called out to her and asked her to quiet down. She didn't reply. I asked her again, and she didn't answer. And still, she didn't answer. So I left the bedroom and found her in the living room watching a movie. She wasn't whistling anymore, and for some reason, that really irked me. It felt like she was messing with me, and she just looked over to me like she didn't know what my deal was.
What? I get it all the time, and I can see my wife doing it now.
I asked her if she could stop whistling so much, and she told me she wasn't whistling. Now, I get that maybe she doesn't realize she's doing it, but no one whistles that much and doesn't notice.
Right.
It's not really like her to mess with me like that, and I don't know what she's trying to get out of this. I thought maybe she was teasing or playing a joke, but she had to see how annoyed I was. I asked her again to just not whistle so loudly, and she didn't answer. There was tension in the room, and it felt like our first fight since moving in together.
Oh.
Even though she didn't whistle for the rest of the night, I couldn't focus on my work anyway because I was upset about the confrontation.
Yeah.
Then
1 year with no fights, and all of a sudden you had a fight. It's pretty devastating. I remember, I can only remember one fight that I've had with my wife. I can remember thousands that I've had with my exes though, and the first one really hurts, man. It gets to you, and you're like, man, like you want to profusely apologize, but at the same time you want to stick by your guns. I hate fighting.
Of course, the next night she was whistling again. I hear her when she comes home from work, and she keeps going for at least an hour. I didn't want to have another fight, so I just hung out in the bedroom and listened to her move around for a while. I felt like I was blowing things out of proportion, but honestly, how hard is it to just not whistle all the time? It was no big deal when it was now and then, but I feel like she whistles more than she even talks to me now.
Wow.
So I'm sitting up in the room thinking about that, and that's probably why I was worked up when I finally came down. She was cooking dinner, which is sweet, but she was still whistling. So I said softly, hey honey, maybe we should put on some music instead, so you don't have to feel the silence with whistling.
There you go.
I tried to play it off like a joke, but I knew she'd probably see through it and get annoyed again. She didn't even turn to face me, just huffed and kept cooking. After a minute, I told her I was sorry about the other night, but the whistling just sort of strikes my ear wrong, and if she could try not to whistle so much and so loudly, it would make my life a lot easier.
There you go.
I feel like I was being fair. I know it seems controlling and nitpicky, but it was bothering me a lot. We all have our things.
You're talking to her. Yeah.
I try not to chew loudly at the table because it bothers her, so why can't she just stop whistling sometimes for me? But she totally freaked out. She turned around and told me she wasn't whistling, and she didn't know what my problem was.
Oh, no.
At this point, I don't get why she was doing this. It obviously wasn't funny for either of us, and she seemed genuinely upset, so I don't know why she kept provoking me. I asked her what her deal was, why she was so defensive about the stupid whistling, and she told me to shut up. She told me she was sick of talking about it, like I was the one being unreasonable. I never get mad at her, but I just snapped. I told her to stop whistling before I lost my mind. She called me crazy just because I was getting a little upset, and somehow that was all I could take. I grabbed one of the cast iron pans from the stove and swung it at her head as hard as I could. She fell over and smashed her head on the counter, but I swung the pan again before she hit the ground. I think I hit her maybe 3 or 4 times. I don't remember, but I feel horrible. There was blood everywhere. Her jaw might be broken. No, I think it is for sure. I couldn't believe I'd lost my temper like that, and I have no idea how we can move past this.
What the hell just happened, dude? I felt that, y'all. I felt his. Oh my god. What the hell is wrong with me? Like I felt him getting mad about it like that. Not that mad though. Holy crap. That kind of hurt my brain a little bit, dude. He hit her.
I feel so ashamed for letting things get physical,
I guess
regardless
so,
of how
dude.
much she might be provoking me. But here's the kicker. She's still fucking whistling, and I asked her nicely to please stop, but now she won't even pause. For 2 days, she's just been lying on the kitchen floor with her eyes rolled back and her mouth hanging open, just marinating in congealed blood, and she's still fucking whistling. I don't know what to do. I don't want to break up, but this is just too much.
What?
I just need to shut her up. Just shut up. Just shut up. Just shut up. Just shut up.
What? What? Oh my god, dude. I don't even know how to process what just happened. Oh, I felt that in my soul, man. I went like getting aggravated like that. I never, ever, first of all, I never, ever would advocate. Neither have I. I've never done anything aggressive to any. I've never gotten a fight in my life with another individual, like a physical fight. I've never hit another individual before. I tried and I missed and I felt terrible afterwards. But especially a woman, you know, I was just raised like chivalry or whatever. And I'll be honest with you guys. Like I felt like, cause sometimes when people really get under your skin, you know, it's you do get very, very angry. I'd never imagined like fantasized hitting somebody like that. But I remember the time that I swung at my friend and because I got really angry, he just pushed me and pushed me and pushed me until I swung and I missed and I hit a car door. But I felt that rage for that split second, that uncontrollable anger that would drive you to the point to where you would do something violent towards somebody that you loved. Oh my gosh, man. Whew. And then he's still hearing the whistling. I don't even... That was an awesome story. It provoked some crazy feels from me, but oof, I hope you guys enjoyed that one, man. Listen, I'm excited for this new channel, Spooked. Head on over there, hit the subscribe button, check out some of his work, and I look forward to seeing you in the next reaction video. Thanks so much for watching, guys. As always, this is Zueljin signing off, and we'll see you next time. Break it down.